What year is it?
This is the year 2005, and it's April the 23rd. Wonderful year. I'm going to start off with some questions about love, sex, and relationships. I'll try not to make it too personal, but I'm going to get personal. You ready for that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we're just going to go right for it. You ready for me?
Yeah.
You going to turn it down? Okay. Would you rather have a strikingly attractive spouse who is disappointing in bed, or a plain-looking one who is fantastic in bed?
Plain looking one that's fantastic in bed.
Is that important to you to have a, real, what's what I'm looking for? Exciting sex life? Or does that say that looks aren't as important to you as...
I like affection, so, and that kind of goes with sex, so.
I like that.
So I like an attractive person, but yeah, I want them to be into me, so to speak.
Okay. That's a great way to start off. I like that.
Right.
Okay. When you have sex with someone for the first time, do you feel you are making an implicit commitment even if nothing is stated?
Can you answer one more time?
If you're having the first time you have sex with somebody, do you think it's an implied commitment?
No.
Okay. You don't?
No.
Okay, so okay, Mose, you're scaring me today because you're like, no. You don't think so? You really don't think so?
No. You mean like if we sleep together for the first time with
Right.
somebody I'm dating, or just?
It could be. Well, it could be somebody. I would just say somebody you're dating. It may not be. I'm not saying like
No, it would have to be discussed, or I would say something
beforehand, before that even happened. That discussion would have happened.
before we had sex.
Yes.
No, probably not.
Okay. So let's just move on to the next question, okay?
Okay.
I don't know what to say to that one. If you and a close friend were attracted to each other, and neither of you were involved with anyone else, do you think you would be jeopardizing your friendship if you decided to have sex?
Yes, I do.
Why is that? Aren't most good relationships based on friendship anyway?
Sometimes. Depends on where the two people are coming from. So.
It's definitely a no-no in your book.
No, I'm not saying that, but it would definitely have to be on my part some understandings first. Because I don't want. It's hard. You can't go back to what you were before. I mean, you can, but it's going to be a little bit harder, and it just depends on if one person likes the other person more than the other.
Yeah, that is a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, because I treat sex and love very differently.
Really?
Yeah.
How so? How do you separate the two? Or how can you separate the two?
Well, the people that I've been with probably could tell. I mean, I'm not. If I love you, you know it. And if I don't, you know it. And sexually, there's certain things that if I'm not in love, you're just not going to get. Certain levels of affection you're just not going to get from me if I don't love you. So, I mean, I can sleep with you, but it don't mean. I mean, there won't be any intimacy.
It'll just be
sex.
I'm not going to say my famous line.
You know. But, I mean, and that's just me. I mean, as emotional as I am, people think, oh, Mose, But I'm very funny about that. I am. If I love you, you know it. It's definitely. And certain privileges people have never.
Right. I guess that goes back to, I guess, a lot of old school thinking about, I'm sure you've heard it when you were a kid, going to first base, second base, third base. And it's more or less, it's based on your level of affection or the affection that's between two people.
Right.
So I admire those qualities in you because, far too many people are willing to just throw caution to the wind.
Right.
Just for one night. Okay, our next question is, in selecting a life partner, do you think it is more important to follow your heart or your head?
I'm actually still learning that now, so I'm not sure.
What did you do in the past?
It's actually been confusing. I mean, it's...
In hindsight, what did you do in the past?
Probably more my head than my heart. Most of the time.
So, is it one of those things, it's like trial and error? You led with your head before.
Right.
And you're not so sure if you should lead with your heart, or you're...
I'm not sure about my heart most of the time.
Are you just cautious? Is that what it is?
Fearful.
Of what? Of what?
Rejection.
Really?
Yeah.
Rejection from, you mean not, the love not being reciprocated? That kind of rejection? Or I'm not that into you rejection? Like right off the bat, I'm not into you. What kind of rejection do you mean?
I guess the kind of rejection, like they don't love me the same way I love them.
But how is that? How is that a rejection?
It's not. I guess I'm at the point in my life I want to be with one person for a while. So, and I want it to be us. So I mean, I don't. And it's hard to. You know, people have been dealing with rejection. I mean, you got other people that had the same issue, so it's kind of. I'm just at a point where I'm wondering if it's worth it sometimes to, you know, just settle it and live with it. I'm just not sure now if my heart is right or my head is right. I'm not sure right now.
I would say in my experience, I don't think there is any right or wrong way to love, because each love, in my experience, is different. You know, I don't think leading, maybe if you led with your heart in your previous relationships, it may not have changed either way.
Right.
So, you know, I wish you the best in your endeavors in the future.
Oh, thank you very much.
And you're going to find that love, if not already, if you haven't already. Would you ever let yourself fall in love with someone who wasn't at all like the image of the person you would hope to find?
Yeah. Sure.
Really?
Now I'd say that now.
What was the defining moment where you're saying now? When was then and now became now?
When I met Steve before that, when I met Steve, my views on the image of the people that I thought I wanted was different. I mean, I went by not so much how they looked, but what they had, their age, you know, their background. I was more, I didn't realize how, I don't think I was shallow, but I just think I was worried and concerned about what they could offer me.
What they could bring to the table, in other words.
Right.
Literally bring to the table. Okay.
And there were certain characteristics that I wasn't looking at.
What characteristics are you looking for now?
Security, meaning somebody that's really secure in themselves. On a certain level, anyway. Their sexuality very secure. Not closeted, but not necessarily paranoid. Not like, oh my God, you know. Somebody that's just secure.
Guarded in some sense.
I don't mind private, but just, you know, overly concerned about what people think. I don't really like that. Somebody that's very secure in themselves. Somebody that's affectionate. Somebody that got their own thing going on, their own path, but they got their world, you got your world, and then you have a world together.
And that's
somebody that's not afraid to create something with me, but also keeping in step with what they're doing, you know, and not taking me off mine, but we have our own thing together. And that's really it. I mean, I'm simple. I don't really have a whole lot of.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. Not really. You may have to think a second, but you know, I wanna be really specific about what I'm asking you. If you had to write a personal ad and say, you know, this just in a few sentences, who you are and what I'm looking for. You only have so many characters and spaces, you know. I'm not asking for the abbreviations.
You mean outside of my name and stuff, right?
Right. Just if I want to pick up this personal ad, know who you are, and know what you're looking for, without knowing who you are.
Well, first you want to know
who you are.
I'm an affectionate, loving, hardworking brother. Secure in himself, sensitive, open to change, open to different things, willing to try experiment with different things, open to be enlightened by somebody. What I'm looking for is somebody who is funny, silly, but serious about their life. You know, they take themselves seriously, but affectionate, hardworking towards whatever their goals are. At least have a goal. You know, something. I mean, I don't care if you're trying to be the manager of McDonald's, but have something that you want to achieve in your life. You know, going back to school, but somebody that's really motivated, self-motivated. You know, somebody that's not looking at me to motivate them, but somebody they can look at me as an addition to whatever they're already doing, and vice versa. Not like, oh my God, you know, Mose not here. You know, what am I going to do? Somebody that's really centered. You know. And we keep each other centered. So.
That's a really long personal ad.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on, but
no, but I'm glad you elaborated. And the reason I asked you that question is I wanted to further prove your point about the previous question I asked about average looking or good looking. Not one time in your personal ad, quote unquote, did you say anything about what you look like and what you want your partner to look like.
Right.
And I just waited, and I just wanted you to finish, and I'm just waiting for you to say, you know, slim build, you know, thick build, good looking, light skin, dark skin, braids, no braids, bald head.
Right.
Not one time did you say that.
Wow. It's funny. I don't, even though I do have.
But I'm even talking about even describing yourself. You didn't.
Right.
Like I wouldn't know that when you said a brother, I picked up that you're a black man.
Right.
You didn't say gay black man looking for a gay black man.
Right. Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's not. It's more. You're looking for a life partner.
Right.
Those other, you know, little descriptions or specifics that they don't play a part in your, you know, search, if you will.
Right.
Just want to, you know, bring your attention to that you really, you didn't just answer the question. That's really how you feel.
Right.
I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
But it's funny because I don't, even though I have, all the people I've ever dated didn't look the same. I didn't realize I actually do have a preference, but I didn't realize. I mean, but it's not something I would write down because I don't necessarily have to. But I know what I do like. But it's like I don't really necessarily feel like I would put it in the ad. I wouldn't say you'd have to be, you know, this way or that way. I don't, you know. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
It does very much so, because we all have certain things that we like foods. You may like chicken, but you don't like it baked. You like it fried or broiled instead of boiled. So I understand what you mean. You have a certain thing that catches your eye, or that tickles your fancy, but that may not be, you know, your life partner. But I'm feeling you though. I like that.
I guess I was feeling like I was shallow, thinking that I had, because those ads could be kind of brutal sometimes when it comes to that. I guess that's why I kind of have my issues with them. You know, people, you got to weigh 150 pounds, or you got to have, you know, six pack, and it's all those little nuances I just don't think about. You know, so.
Well, it's when you read things like that, that tells you a lot about the person writing. If you have such strict and specific wants and needs, then you have no room to grow, to expound your world. You're focused. You got tunnel vision, and you know,
Exactly.
that's just not the brother you are.
Right.
That's not the brother I've come to know and love. Anyway.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well, you're more than welcome. Okay, we're gonna get back to the questions, but that was a nice little sidebar.
Oh, no problem.
What was the worst heartbreak you ever suffered?
There's a two-parter to that, actually. First time was I was dating somebody that was older than me, but somebody that was, well, we talked about the deaths in my first, but my first living heartbreak, but I was dating somebody that was seeing quote-unquote bisexual down low brother, and being the other person, you know, he's dating a woman, a man, and it just got to the point where I just couldn't do it anymore. And that was like my first, not my first heartbreak, but it was like the first one I had to kind of walk away from, you know. And then the second one was with, you know, somebody I had been with for like, you know, 8 years, so, and that was like my second time I actually had where you had to still deal with that person, you still see them and that kind of thing, so I had to actually get past my feelings for them and what we had.
So this is the second relationship. You still see the person, or the first?
Well, I still talk to both of them, but I don't feel the way I did, but they were like heartbreaking situations that I definitely learned from, for sure.
Ooh. How did it or they affect your feelings about intimacy and love?
That I'm better than what they were offering me.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, I know how some people use sex as a way of getting people to like them. I don't do that. I don't think of myself as, I don't have low self-esteem in that respect. I mean, I don't use sex as a way to get people to like me. I mean, if you're hurting me continually, then I can't take with that for so long. So, and that's just kind of my attitude. I don't, you know, I can cry with you or cry without you, but I'm gonna be hurt
Regardless.
So it's like, what difference is it anymore? So, you know, but yeah, that's kind of my attitude about that.
All things considered, do you feel the experiences were good or bad for you?
Good. They helped me to realize I haven't gone back to, like, I haven't dated another quote-unquote down low brother since, or been in a relationship similar to the last one. So it's all they've been isolated situations. So the pattern kind of stopped with them.
Did you know going into the first relationship that you were the third person in the relationship?
Actually, no. I thought they were lying about the girlfriend, and they actually did have a girlfriend. And he actually wanted us to become friends, so he could, like, I'd be the buddy that just came over for dinner, but you know, we'd be on something on the side. And what did it for me